So today is Sunday, 11th of June 2023. So I'm going to do. I know I've been busy actually. We have a lot of things, so I've not been able to do all this. What's it called? Question and answers. So I'm going to. What I'm going to do, because I have something else I need to do now. I think. So I'll just rush the first three questions. Maybe later I'll deal with the other ones. So let's start. This from Everish Emeka Najike. He said, I'm a victim of wrong paint which was not even needed. So this is a video I did recently. I think it was the last video I did before now, concerning the mistakes most Peugeot users in Nigeria make when they before selling their vehicles. So like maybe your car paint has worn off and you now want to repaint it before you sell the car. Instead of you to do a quality paint job, you go and do one shoddy, shabby looking paint job, cheap quality paint job, which will, instead of increasing the value of the car, it will drop it down drastically. So that's what Mecca Najike is pointing out, that yeah, was a victim. I know I've said a lot concerning this, so I don't think there's much for me to say, but yeah, it can actually affect. It makes sense that you buy a car, that everything is still in good condition, the body everything is intact, but just because the paint has faded, it will really affect the value that much. Yeah, the person, whoever that will buy, will eventually repaint the car, but the value will still remain intact. In fact, person will be very excited seeing if there is no paint on the car, yet everything is still intact, the body, no scratch, nothing. Person will be very excited that yeah, the car has not been panabited out of shape or anything. So all he needs to do is to repaint the car to his own taste, rather than you, because you won't want to sell the car without that paint covering the body. You now go and give one. I wouldn't blame the person that will do the job though, because it's not as if you don't know where you can do a quality job, high quality job. But you go and need somebody, just anything, even if it's like poster color, anything that looks like paint, then they just spray it. No matter how bad or good it looks, you don't care. Yeah, it will affect it, to mess it up. Whoever that will buy it, I will personally, even no matter how good that car is, I will probably keep it on, put it on the last list. Keep checking until maybe if I've gone round, I didn't see any other one better in other aspect of the car than yours, then maybe I might come back to yours and I will want to price it down, because it will look so, buying that kind of car, it will look so shameful for me to even take it home. That's how somebody that values car feels buying such cars. You will feel very excited to buy a car that has no paint and drive it to home. It's not only about impressing other people, but you feel good that this is what you buy, and you feel proud and prideful of it. But when they do all those shoddy, I don't know how to. It's just like when you see a car, kabu. You see all these people that do kabu. You see the kind of paint they do when they want to spray their car. They don't care. They don't, in fact, they use all this paint in the tin. They sell like 1,000. I don't remember. That's so. Who want to buy such a car for personal use, unless maybe you're on that kind of level? So you will feel, that's a car you feel very shameful to point that this is your car when you do that kind of shoddy paint. Leave it like that. Let the person buy. Highest you do is, if the paint job, quality paint job will cost about 200,000, deduct it from whatever I want to sell. The person, unless the person doesn't really know the value of the car, the person will be gradually paying for the car, add it to that money and go and buy, and go and spray it. But if you go and do, instead of 200, you don't want to reduce 200, you now go and spray a paint of 30,000 naira, one horrible looking job, and then see add that 200,000, whoever that will buy or more, so somebody to pay for that, so that's the thing. So well, so I hope that is sorted. Next question. This one, vehicle diaries. It says 142 kilometers from a full tank on a V6. This is truly remarkable. You could see this was it a post? I think yes, it was a post. Concerning my Z9 V6 6-speed manual. Funny enough, it wasn't intentional to even do that observation and then post. I just normally I buy fuel, note either I reset the mileage. Once if I fill my tank, and I think in that particular case I was let me reset the mileage, the trip meter. I noted where it was, and then after about was it 2 days, 3 days use, I've covered more than 100 kilometers. So now, something that caught my attention. I looked at this, I was like, wow, this is where it is. This is a city use, not even express use. So I was okay, let me post it. It's not as if it was new to me. The car has never done something like that. But I just paid attention, and I was reminded how good the fuel consumption is. So I wanted to post it so that people will know that even with powerful engines that consume more, you can actually drive it to enjoy the fuel economy of the car without burning so much fuel. But remember, city driving is set to consume more than highway. But in this case, I was impressed. Like I said, it wasn't like it was strange to me. No, I wasn't surprised, but just was reminded how good it can be. So I don't know, maybe I'll just do a separate video on this fuel consumption thing, how I can control it, irrespective whether it's V6 or 4-cylinder. It's how you drive your car that will determine most times the fuel consumption, not necessarily the engine size or the power of your engine. It's a big factor. The more powerful the engine, the more it tends to consume more. Not necessarily it must consume more than the one with less power, but it tends to consume more. However, there's a way I can control it so that the difference will not be that much between the one with lesser power or lesser size and one with more powerful, that's more powerful or bigger size. It all depends how you drive, I don't think I've done a video specifically on that, but I always mention it, especially manual. Okay, not just manual, I can actually do it automatic, but not. I think I'll do a video on that. So hopefully, maybe after this one or maybe another day. So, this one is a TT. Sorry, what's the name of that part that had popped into two? This is about a video I did on Peugeot 407 Coupe V6 Auto Peugeot CS9A. I was actually repairing it for someone, the vehicle. The car overheated. That plastic is actually a plastic container. You'll find it in almost all ES V6 engine, both ES9J4 to ES9A. They do fail and disappoint, and it can be very, very disastrous when it fails, depending on where you are at that time. it could be in a journey and it will fail. Normally it gives sign before it fails, just that it's not like you see the sign. Obvious that, yeah, you will pay attention, you will. For first time, how you usually start, you notice that your coolant level is dropping. I know. Maybe I'll do it. So I just do a video on that. I know I've done it. Well, I talked about it in that particular video. That this guy complained that I talked about, but maybe I'll do specifically a video on this particular container. So it will give you a sign that water level will be going down. Maybe every morning you check, you see that it has dropped on the reservoir. You top it up the next day or after some kilometers, you see it has dropped again. So if you are using coolant, what you now observe is if you know about it, that this is one of the weaknesses of not the ES engine per se, but things the ES engine works with. Once you look at that place, you can tell if that is the cause or not, because you see the color of coolant will be around it. You see something like whitish, rusty something, not necessarily rust. It kind of look like whitish substance around it, which shows it's leaking from there. Then when the engine is hot, if you come out, you can actually see it, look at it very well. Though you might not see it unless until you remove the air filter tube from the air filter box to the intake manifold on that ES engine. So, but it depends. If you know what you're looking for, you don't need to remove that tube. Just look into it. Beside it, you see the container. So you see coolant around it, and sometimes when it is installed, you see the color of coolant will be dropping. You might see it on top of the gearbox. See that the gearbox has coolant settled on the part of it, and when you now look up, you see, or you touch your hand under it, under that container, you feel the color, the coolant, So it all depends. So it can give you sign, but yeah, you need to be observed. You need to know about this thing for you to know it's leaking from there. So when you ignore it and keep using your VCs and keep using, the day it might break. See, you'll be surprised. It's not like it will just separate into two. Could happen anywhere. It could happen on the highway. It could happen in the city. So this was what happened to this car. And they didn't know what caused it. All they knew that the car started overheating, according to the owner of the car. So it was at night, and very late at night. So to them, it was more like it's better the engine to damage than leave the car there. So they drove it without overheating and brought it back home without overheating issue. So funny enough, the next day I drove the car, I came, saw the issue. So I put mine, I'll have one of those containers that I kept as spare. It was already leaking, but I just kept it as spare in case maybe, you never can tell. Maybe you could go and recover a car, which was what happened in this case. I had to go to where the vehicle was parked and change it with that spare one before I can drive the car to the workshop. So I just kept, I always have it on my car, not even whether it's for my own car, because all my cars I've changed that thing. I put the metal one I showed on that video. So funny enough, when I changed that, put mine, yeah, it was leaking, but not like it wasn't that bad to stop me on the road before getting to the workshop. The car didn't overheat, so which means the head gasket most likely was not that bad, or it didn't affect it. I remember it was still the OEM the car I came with, even though the man said, according to the man, he insisted that I must change it for him, because he said while the car was overheating, he was just driving in that condition. At the point, it was just smelling that he could tell. You know how head gasket smells when it burns. So he just didn't have confidence on the gasket anymore. But I drove it with AC, everything. The car ran very well for about 50 or more kilometers on the expressway in the city. It didn't overheat until I got to the workshop, you know. But man, you know, he has already, if it was my car, of course, probably I wouldn't change the head gasket, you know. But this is what he wanted, you know, he wanted it to be changed. And so, which makes sense. I could have also, look at it this way, I could have advised him that, oh, there's nothing wrong, let's leave the head gasket. But see why I decided let's go ahead and do what he wanted, because what if he now travel with the car, maybe as I'm driving inside the city, no issue, until you enter highway, maybe you now take the car for a long journey, and after some hours or so, the pressure, you know, maybe the harm has been done already, and then the car start overheating outside Abuja. You know, it will feel, it will not be that I cost it, because the owner wanted to change it, but for some reasons I discouraged the person. So because when we removed the gasket, we didn't actually see any sign of burn on it. But I went ahead and changed it, because I mean, it was the right thing to do anyway. But like I said, if it was my car, I probably wouldn't have, but I changed it. At least I'll use the car, push it hard, use it for some days, drive it hard, drive it soft, you know, see if it doesn't overheat, I'll use it. So the reason why I just wanted to point, you know, if you drive a Peugeot V6 engine, I'm not V6 like 505. Now I'm talking of V6 from 605 that has that ES engine. There are some 605 that has similar engine in 505 V6, but I'm talking about 605 that has similar engine V6 engine in 406. You know, they call it ES engine, ES9J4. So yeah, 9J4, 9J4S, 9A. They all come with that container. Though the J4, the ES9J4 own has a different shape. It's still plastic. So I can't say probably that will last longer. But personally, I'll just do exactly what I did on all mine. I showed it on that video what it looks like. So what I'll do is I'll do a separate video specifically on this particular container. So I'll bring the plastic one that is still good, then bring this metal on this one I fabricated. I have a spare one I kept for myself. So I mean, I have bought this plastic OEM on and the metal locally fabricated on. So I'll show you guys the two and then show you the location where it is on ES engine, irrespective of Peugeot model. So that if you have it, you need to check whether it has started leaking or not. You just have to, because like I said, you might be surprised when you might decide to give up if you have not that observant. If it was in my, of course, all mine, I knew two of them. Two started leaking before I changed them. They started showing that sign. My 406, the first time it started leaking, so I didn't wait for it to get bad before I bought another used one. Put it, was still good because the new one is not in the market, at least over here in Nigeria. I wanted it, use it for like another 1 year or less. It started leaking again, you know. So I said I'm done. So I decided to which other one? I can't remember the 607 and 407. One of them didn't actually leak before I changed it. I can't remember which one. You know, I already made up my mind I was going to change it. I think it was the 607. Maybe I just removed and kept it. I didn't even bother to change it. Or either the 607 or 407. You know, so I didn't want to wait for it. So I just changed it while it was still good. I don't even know why I kept, whether I've sold it or I don't know. So that's it. So our advice is do it so you don't become a victim and experience it. It's not funny. See, there was a time, let me tell you, so you understand the consequence of that, leaving that thing on your ES engine. I went to Kaduna. When was that? Sometime in the past I bought a car for someone, 407 V6. By the time we finish all the paperwork, what happened was we went there and the car we had in mind, I inspected it, it was in a very bad shape. So I decided, okay, since you are already in Kaduna, I can as well just walk around, check other cars, so that if it doesn't work out, I'll just come back. So I finished by the time, because I went with the client, so both of us were going around. So eventually I saw this 407 V6, and it was in very good condition, very neat. So but it was almost late in the evening, I think it was around 4 or after 4, that we saw the car, inspected it, and decided to buy. So by the time we finished all the paperwork, everything, purchased fuel, it was almost like 6:37, and we still needed to come back to Abuja that day. So we left Kaduna either around that 6:30 or 7 p.m. in the evening. I could call it night. So I was the one driving, so I drove all the way. Of course, because when you buy a car, you just enter highway and start speeding. The tires might not be in the best condition. Auxiliary belt might not be in the best condition. The timing belt might not be in so there are certain things you have to consider that will make you reduce your speed. So I didn't push the car that hard. So not it all the way. I entered Abuja around 10-11 p.m. Yeah, around 10-11 p.m. I think it started raining at some point. I can't remember exactly, so I had to reduce the speed. But my point is, by the time as soon as we enter Abuja around Kubwa Road, we covered over 200 kilometers on the highway, and all of a sudden, boom, the thing exploded. I mean, already we're almost close to, because I parked my car. We went with train, so I went to train station, parked my vehicle, and so we took train to Kaduna. So I had to drive to that Kubwa as is where I parked my car. Like I said, it was already very late at night, around 11. Just close to where the car was, boom, the thing exploded. Nothing happened, I knew it was it, because that's how it behaves. But of course, while we were expecting, there are so many things to look at for you to even bother to, that should be secondary. So, I mean, all I could take, what if this thing happened in the middle of that Abuja-Kaduna Expressway highway? At that time, 10 p.m. or so, what? Of course, definitely we are going to sleep there. That is, it's no longer about whether you even be alive the next morning, or it could be kidnapped. It's no longer about the car we'll be talking about. So that's why I said, see, don't take this thing take it very seriously. I've had experience with so many cars, especially Peugeot, both using mine and every other person's own, and other feedback I get from other people, their experiences, some of issues they've had. So when I'm advising you, take it serious. You don't want to experience it. My advice will help you prevent it from happening. And this one is not a big deal in terms of changing that thing. If you want it must be OEM, you are wasting your time. Even if you go and buy another used one that is still okay, it's just a question of time. The time was, so get that metal on. That's your final solution to it. Worst case scenario, it might start rusting. But that rust, you are looking about years or hundreds of thousands of kilometer usage before you get to that. By the time you get to that, of course, you start leaking around it. You say, okay, it's leaking, it's rusty, so you need to do another one. Change it. Rather than that plastic one that will just one day, kaboom. So let's hope I'll do a video on that, so that other people will learn and see it, especially if you have a V6, V6 engine in your Peugeot vehicle. I think I'm going to stop here. I don't want to do a lot of respond to a lot of comments in this video. So So next time, let's see how it goes. Probably do another response video or question and answer soon. Okay, so see you guys another time.